Well, James, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time. What made you decide to come to the Ohio State University?
I was asked, so I've done this kind of thing before, and it's always enjoyable. So.
Okay, what is it like doing this kind of setup and forum? What do you take away from it? You know, you're kind of up on the stage with the moderator, basically talking about yourself. You know, what do you get out of it?
Well, it's not like I set up the questions. Those are the questions that you guys ask. So it's not like I have any agenda here other than trying to answer the questions you guys have. I am a teacher, so I do enjoy imparting experience or any knowledge I might have, or, you know, working in film and whatnot for the past 20 years. But I really don't have any other agenda than try and give you guys what you want.
Mm-hmm. And you know, you said you're a teacher and you're also a constant student. What's your favorite part about being in college and teaching and learning?
Well, I've worked in professional film for almost 20 years, and it's a business, and because it's a business, people are looking to make money back. But in an academic environment, working with creative students, where it isn't as much of a business, or there isn't as much pressure to be commercially successful, it allows for more freedom of creative freedom and experimentation, and I love that. And when I went back to school, I realized that I had missed some of that. That although I can still be very creative in the professional world, I didn't realize how much of the business side of things was, impinging on certain decisions, creative decisions I was making.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned creative decisions, and you've had such a diverse career. With that diverse career, you've had roles from 127 Hours to your role in Spring Breakers. Are those roles diverse by design, or are they kind of just you play those roles based on what you're interested when you read a script?
I mean, a career can be planned somewhat, or you maybe when a role comes your way, think I've done a bunch of this, so a bunch of X, so now I should do Y. But those two examples are just things that came my way. It wasn't like I saw years in advance, oh, I'm going to be doing this hiker, and then I need to do a character that wears a grill. Like those are just things that came my way. The movies that I direct and produce, I have a little more control over, and I can sort of foresee things years in advance, or at least plan things years in advance. And I guess in that in those cases, I do try to vary it up somewhat, and just explore. I'm interested in a lot of things, so I try to explore all of them.
Mm-hmm. And you said you're interested in a lot of things. What do you like between the two aspects of directing and producing versus acting?
Yeah, well, what I found once I started directing my own movies and producing my own movies is that movies are truly a collaborative medium, and it changed my view somewhat about all the different positions on a movie set. We're all storytellers, and we're all hopefully contributing to the same story, or trying to tell the same story. And so when I act as opposed to direct, I'm sort of doing the same thing, just from a specific position, where when I'm directing I have other responsibilities, but in essence I'm still trying to do the same thing, tell a specific story. As far as enjoyment level, I enjoy directing more, just because I get to be in the middle of things and have more conversations and creative relationships, but acting is still very fulfilling.
Do you ever think you would leave acting entirely for directing or producing?
No, I mean, fortunately there's no reason to have to leave one to do the other. I guess if anything, directing is a backup. I will get older, and maybe I won't be in such high demand as an actor, so hopefully I can always fall back on directing.